What I'll do differently if I were starting my career again. So, I have 10 years of professional experience. I have worked in operations, strategy, project, and product management. In these roles, I worked across diverse industries like construction, trade and investment, oil and gas, and now tech. So today I'm going to share six major things that I'll do differently if I were starting my career all over again. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Princess Akari, and this channel is all about becoming the best version of yourself. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyway, so if I were starting my career all over again, the number one thing I would focus on is intentional direction. Yeah. So when I started my career, I didn't even see it as a career, to be honest. I was mainly thinking of, I just need a job to sustain myself. I think that's even, the first problem. After NYSC, I was thinking, what job can I get that will give me money? Fortunately for me, I got a job in my field of study, civil engineering, the week I was finishing my NYSC. So for non-Nigerians that are listening to this, Nigeria has a program called NYSC. It is a year-long program where recent graduates serve their country. My mindset at that time was mostly, let's just see how this goes. I just need a job. I didn't have any long term vision. I was too focused on the short term gains of, just get any job anywhere. So I took jobs simply because they were available. I accepted things that didn't really align with where I wanted to go at the time. In fact, I didn't even know where I wanted to go. I even enrolled in courses just because everyone else was doing them. I had done HSC 1, HSC 2, HSC 3. I had also done, my PMP certification because those were the two major things that everyone was doing at the time, HSC and PMP. I mean, no knowledge is wasted at the end of the day, but if I had more direction, I would have saved more time and money or used them on only the things that matter to the path that I really wanted to follow. I'm grateful that it all worked out. At the end of the day, I mean, look at me now. But there was no need to go through some of the troubles that I went through because I didn't have any direction. I would have also avoided some unnecessary detours. Like, I wouldn't have even bothered with some roles at all or signed up on some of the courses, like some of them I already mentioned, that didn't add any real value to where I wanted to be, like short term or like even medium term. And honestly, I maybe could have started my tech career much earlier instead of just taking whatever comes my way. So it's one thing to take a job for sustenance, I understand that, but you need to hold your goal and your direction very strongly in your mind. It's another thing to not even have any vision or direction at all. So I was in the second batch. Now, before I make any decision or go in a new direction, I think about my long-term career goals or life goals. And yes, I have career goals now and life plans. So before I do anything now, I see if it aligns with my plans and also ask myself, what stage of my life am I in right now? Am I more focused on making money? Am I trying to grow and learn? Or other factors, for example, being closer to home or relocating to a new country, or this would improve my mental health, or this would give me more time for my side hustles. So the answer will help me make the right choice that aligns with the direction that I want to go. Number two, I will build relationships sooner. Yes. This one is a big one because earlier in my career, especially after I just graduated from uni, like 2 to 3 years after, on the surface level, I understood like generally the power of community, industry relationships, blah blah blah, but not so much because I was not even trying to make industry friends or get to know my peers. At some point, I joined the National Institute of Civil Engineers in Port Harcourt because I'm a civil engineer, but I was not even active there in that institute. So I don't think that was an effective way to build relationships with people in my industry. But yeah, I tried. Anyway, I'm here to tell you today that you should build relationships sooner. Your network is a very, very important weapon that you have, and I don't mean, fake network or just connect someone on LinkedIn alone. I mean like genuine connections. After doing that, what's the next step? Go out of your way to make sure that this thing works, people in your industry and even beyond that. Immediately you start a new career, or you plan to improve and become better in your current career, part of your plan is to build a strong network of people in that field. You will have opportunities to support them, and they will also support you when you need it as well. So I keep telling people that all the jobs that I have gotten, even the one that I'm currently in right now, they have been based on recommendations, from my network, from my peers, or my visibility online, which has, even been heavily driven by that same network. So you should always try to check in on people, ask really good questions, engage in your industry conversations. When they're talking, go there and say your own, show up, contribute value. There are so many ways to do this. So I recently asked a PM who I was coaching if she was in any product management communities and how many PM friends that she had. And it was zero to both questions. How? Please build relationships in your field, join communities, create communities, contribute, and be active within your industry. As you're building your resume, your CV, and your work experiences, please build your relationships as well. It is extremely, extremely important. So the third thing that I'll do differently if I was starting my career again is I'll be less afraid of pivoting or transitioning. Let's even start from my current career path, product management. I remember being cajoled to transition to product management for the longest time. I mean, I finally transitioned, yeah, after several months to almost a year. And, I became a PM, but I wasted too much time, trying to make my decision because at the back of my mind, I was a bit afraid, pivoting from a seemingly lucrative industry like oil and gas. I mean, which is fair to be honest. So, I just had the fear of like starting over, fear of what people or even my family would say, fear of not being qualified for something new. It was really, really new at that time for us. So many ifs, so many buts, I mean, that could have been an extra year or even two in tech if I had transitioned immediately the opportunity came up. Now that I think about it. Anyway, so if you feel the nudge to pivot or transition, do it. Take small steps if you must, but make sure you make your move. Don't forget to do your due diligence, of course, to ensure that you're making the right decision for yourself at that point of your life and career. But don't shrink yourself just to stay comfortable. Please don't. Now, for number 4, I wouldn't be so obsessed with job titles, guys. Titles can be very tricky. Sometimes we chase them because we want to feel accomplished or like validated, which is fair. Your job title doesn't always reflect your value. Just know that. I remember chasing titles a few years back, and I could have just, settled down and focused on the actual journey, the actual work, and the learnings that I had on the job and the growth and all of that. And also, I'm human and quite ambitious as well. So I understand that there might be seasons where you may feel behind because your title doesn't match what your peers have. But if you're learning, if you're building, if you're growing in that role, that is all that should matter more to you. The right skills and the right foundation will take you further than any fancy title that a company wants to give you. Please, especially at early stages of your career, choose companies or teams that will inspire growth and all-round learning. You can even start chasing titles like further down the line. That's fine. Even in those companies where you have titles that you might not like, you can even give yourself the fancy title on your CV or LinkedIn when you're trying to look for a job, and then explain to whom it may concern if you're doing the work. So why not? You can adjust it. So please focus on what you're building, your career, your life, etc. The titles can always be changed and adjusted. Make good career decisions based on other more important items first. Number 5, I would invest in myself earlier. Invest money. Strategic investments in your career pay off. I don't think I was bullish enough with my self investments. If I'm starting over today, I will go over and beyond to get myself the best resources and to pay for the best of everything available as much as my budget can carry. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So you have to read, you have to study, you have to have conversations with people that are much more advanced in your field. This will open your eyes to new things, and you'd realize that, you're growing faster. You are your biggest asset, and any form of learning is never a waste. So book that coaching call today and pay. Join that paid community. Take that professional course and pay. Buy that book, do your own research so that you're making the right investment. So you know that you're making the right investments, but you must invest in yourself. I mean, free stuff is good. I like free stuff as well. But at some point, you must try to also spend money and other resources to access quality materials to upskill and improve yourself. Number 6, I would learn to put myself out there from the onset. I would learn to market myself from the beginning. So in 2019 and downwards, if you had searched my name like Princess Akari online, all you would have seen is anime. I promise you, anime. Apparently, there's an anime that has Akari in it and Princess as well. So yeah, that's all you would have seen. I was like a ghost online. Nobody could see me because there was absolutely nothing to be seen. For those first 5 years of my career, I stayed silent with no single online digital footprint or even anything online. I think I only had LinkedIn, I believe, at the time, and nothing was really happening on my profile then. So I transitioned to tech in 2020, about 5 years into my professional career. That was when I finally embraced trying to get a digital footprint. So between then, that's 2020, and now, a lot has changed. So if I Google my name now, I'm everywhere on the first page because I made a decision to put myself out there, to have a personal brand and then to grow that brand. That digital footprints that I was ignorant about or actively maybe running away from may have helped me earlier and probably made some things easier for me. But yeah, I'm better now. So all things have passed away. So if I were starting over again, I'll figure out ways to put myself out there as much as I can. So if I could sum up everything that I have said today, be intentional, build relationships, don't be afraid to pivot or transition. Be focused on learning, not just titles. And then invest in yourself and don't be afraid to put yourself out there. So, guys, if you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. And of course, like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs it. I'll see you in the next video.